on a roll here, and this is another video requested by a loyal subscriber. So now we are beginning to talk about some of the big bads around here, guys. So let's talk about Emperor Gruumm. Now, who exactly is Emperor Gruumm? What we know from the TV show and the like is that he was a big bad, evil emperor of the Cherubian Empire, an alien empire whose ultimate goal is to conquer the universe in a supposedly unending army of robotic individuals and alien monsters that he hires on. However, he is not really the evil emperor per se. He is the figurehead leader. He is essentially that guy who is in charge of things, but not really. Everyone thinks he's in charge. The actual big guy is the guy behind him, Omni, who is essentially like a elder god, big brain creature who's also his ship, who kind of just sits in the back and doesn't really want to get involved unless he really has to. Now, Emperor Gruumm is kind of like a Mad Max villain. Also, he has bones all about him. His brain case is like right there, something going back to Lord Zed himself, and he kind of has a temper issue, just like Lord Zed himself as well. But he is a motorcycle riding Mad Max individual who probably would have a whole armada of string guitars playing behind with flamethrowers going off if he could, if space allowed that. Now, what race is he? Well, we don't know. We don't even know where he's from. Remember, all we see on his character profile is skeleton and some metal antennae, floppy ear-like things that aren't ears at all. They're just blades that he's really, really protective of ever since Doggy Krueger cut one off. But we're skipping some things over here. Now, how did he come to be the Emperor? Well, we don't really know. There's not much information being put out there, and it's kind of hidden in his backstory, and hopefully will be retold in a comic book or something in the future. But right now, well, there isn't much there. We know that he somehow met Omni, basically a disembodied brain, elder god-like creature that can turn into a ship that he both fears and worships. So he looks at it like a god. That he also knows as the Magnificence or Your Magnificence. He just calls it that. Now, his overall strategy that Gruumm has been going with is pretty much overwhelm and devastate a planet constantly under constant bombardments. And I think Omni can't really protect himself too much because if certain weapons will go against him, but he can use others. He likes them manipulation-wise, and he sees Gruumm as essentially just a brute force tool and uses him as thus. If anyone wants to fear Gruumm, that's fine. If they kill Gruumm, Omni will just replace him because that's what his overall plan is. Gruumm is just a tool. You can always get another tool. It's hard to get another Omni if you're dead. Now, Gruumm grabs the planets that he can under large assault and drains the planet of its resources, and then his ship destroys it from orbit. By his ship means Omni himself. Now, what are these resources used for? We don't really know. It says there's an empire, but we don't know of any home base, and it's just his ship. I think, in truth, what we're actually getting is Omni feeding off the resources, keeping himself alive and repairing himself, and also upgrading and becoming more powerful, as well as increasing his own army size. That's about it. We don't really know what the resources are used for because he doesn't seem to have a home planet. There's no capital or there's any place to call back from. He's just in his ship the entire time, like a Mad Max fleet. Like I've said, a lot of Mad Max references here. Now, the major instance in which Gruumm kind of broke his code of just, overall brute force and attack, just like the Russian style. He got the codes to the shield around the planet Sirius from Astronema, so that he could deactivate them and attack the planet. So that was a long time ago that he did that. So he talked to Astronema before she was turned good. He then launched an attack on Sirius despite the planet forming its own space purple delta. The Syrians fell to Gruumm's army of Crybots, then led by General Benga. That's two ways. During the battle, Gruumm went into battle himself, leading from the front, and faced a Doggy Anubis Krueger, where the two warriors fought basically nearly to the death. Now, Doggy managed to cut off his right horn, which kind of left a big scar emotionally and physically on Gruumm, to where he never really got over it. Now, Gruumm would later leave Doggy to die and captured his wife, I'm not pronouncing her first name correctly at all, so I'm just going to call Miss Krueger, leaving Doggy to believe that she had died in battle. Now, where he kept her all these years, probably somewhere in the ship, but we don't know. However, he did the nice thing and destroyed the rest of his planet, so, Doggy's alone out there on his entire entire planet is gone now, leaving an emotional scar on Doggy Krueger himself. Now, over those years, he's been conquering planet after planet and slaughtering unknown amount of species. Rangers have been of different species, and SPD have been trying to stop him everywhere, but kind of failing. Now, it's said that he has even gone off the planet of Cat Max. Her own homeworld has fallen to the Trubian Empire, but we don't know who else has fallen as of right now. But it's a huge chunk of the galaxy, because basically, they're not really staying, they're just going. So it's hard to fight someone you never know where they're attacking. Because if you're attacking somebody, like think about the Star Wars Empire, you know where the main force is. Okay, here's this planet, that's their main base, and all these other planets. If they're not there when you attack back, you can only try and stall them when they're actually attacking, and it's already being pushed on the back pedal right then and there. So SPD and other places are basically alone for a bit, trying to hold this Gruumm until eventually he's stopped entirely. But there's been no planet as of yet to stop them. Now we're going to skip a little forward. In the year 2025, Gruumm launches an assault on Earth, where he realized that Doggy Krueger was the commander of the SPD in that planet, going, yep, we're attacking Earth definitely now. I don't care what you say. Earth needs a tie because Doggy Krueger's there. Now, his highly destructive tactics show life means little to him. Just want you guys to know that. He doesn't really care about there. He just wants certain things done. Destruction of a planet, get its resources, kill Doggy Krueger. Sometimes not in that exact order. Sometimes Doggy Krueger first. But whatever he really wants, he wants to attack Earth. And initially, he's not using his normal tactics. He's not brunt force. He's not attacking with everything. We don't really know why. Usually you attack with an entire army all over the place. That's his entire... So they can't really get a force together to fight back. However, he's just sending small little pocket waves to a certain city constantly, and they're just getting beat up. And we don't know why he's doing this. However, it is later revealed later on that Gruumm actually had a long-term plan. That it wasn't really his own, but Omni's. Instead of just trying to leech and destroy Earth, he was going to basically just take some of its resources that it has over the course of what we've seen in the episodes, diamonds, gold, different types of technology, plasma and the like, to construct a better body for Omni, one outside of what he's been currently in, basically a giant Megazord version for Omni himself. Now, why didn't he do that sooner with all these other resources? We're not 100% certain, but maybe it's because they've been missing certain key components here. The diamond and gold shouldn't be too hard to find out there, but like compressed carbon should be kind of any planet in truth. I don't really know for certain, but I'm pretty certain it's not too hard to find these in meteorites and the like. However, the certain synthetic plasma and other versions that they've been trying to steal over the entire course of the series could be something that Omni's been looking for, or he's just seeing an opportunity now, seeing all these different choices and going, maybe Gruumm isn't worth it. Maybe I need to do this on my own now that I have my own body. Now, things kind of change from that little point on there. Gruumm's more relying instead of on manipulation and disguise, and he has to rely on two different people for this. Moraine, or / Morgana, and Broodwing, who are not exactly the most trustworthy of people, because he knows they're also plotting against him. At least Mora is more loyal until she basically figures out who Omni is and comes like a little more, more servantile towards Omni than even he is. However, he still is able to scare off Broodwing and Morgana, or anyone else who tries to like steal his position as the leader of the Trubian Empire, because he is a very good weapon. He has proven his victories over basically several different people. He uses an axe, staff that can slice and shoot, and even rides a motorcycle like Mad Max with laser cannons and the like. He has the ability of telepathy and shape-shifting. He can select into a selected human form. And in battle, he's shown to have the ability to decimate the Rangers themselves, defeat a commanding officer, and even harm Zeltrax. Though Krueger has shown the ability to defeat him in later episodes. So it's kind of like interesting part. He is a key warrior, but he is not essentially the main component. But however, guys, his main goal is to help Omni, he also has his side plot. Gruumm really cares about one thing: getting Doggy Krueger. And the best way to get Doggy Krueger is to have someone delivered to him on a silver platter. And the best one he had was Doggy Krueger's own A Squad. Now, A Squad had been sent to fight against him, and it wasn't exactly certain where A Squad was corrupted, but we know it was before they left. And when they arrived, they were beaten soundly, and Gruumm gave them an option: join him or die. And they decided maybe it's not so bad, and they joined him with the offer of they would have Earth. Not really understanding that he's going to just destroy Earth, essentially, or Omni's going to destroy Earth. Doesn't matter what happens. They're not going to get Earth. But they were, again, just tools that Omni was using through Gruumm. I don't even think they were even aware of Omni at all. Now, A Squad did help capture Krueger for Gruumm. However, things got a little more complicated as B Squad and Piggy came to help to free him. However, when that's revealed that a big battle between Gruumm and Krueger about to happen, well, things get a little more interesting as someone starts to make their own appearance. Omni's body begins to take shape. B Squad and Krueger escape, and Krueger is confronted by none other than Gruumm himself. Now, things get more complicated as, well, there's a big duel when Gruumm pulls out of nowhere Krueger's long-lost wife and goes, I got her. You have to surrender if you want her back. And that kind of goes, okay. However, he is instead falls and is thrown into the heart of Omni and apparently killed, which is basically lava. However, he doesn't die. That's how, inherently, resilient this guy is. He emerges from the wreckage in front of SPD headquarters amidst the celebrations to face Krueger one last time. And Krueger doesn't morph, battles him one-on-one, proving he's no match for none other than Krueger himself. Doesn't even morph. Yeah, Krueger doesn't even morph. He just goes, let's go, fight. And they fight to the match, fights him mano-a-mano, and Krueger smashes Gruumm's staff. Gruumm orders Krueger to show him no mercy. He goes, basically, no one else, I was going to show you mercy, why should you show me? And instead of killing him, he cuts off the top of his remaining horn, contains him in his SPD card, and Gruumm's threatening and yelling at him, going, kill me, don't do this to me, I don't want to live like this. And justice is served once and for all, ending the reign of Emperor Gruumm and his destruction. Thus is the story of none other Gruumm himself. Now, that is a lot to take in, and there is a lot to kind of miss over on this, guys. He is pretty strong, very durable. He has a lot of different powers, but the main thing that he's really known for, he's immune to Omni's brainwashing. He knows that Omni's there, he's afraid of it, but he's immune to that power, probably because of his own telepathy and telekinesis, while others are not. And those who met Omni are basically brainwashed to serve Omni entirely. Now, deep down, did he hate Krueger? Probably, but I think he saw Krueger more as a reflection of himself. He looked at Krueger as the controlled figure of what he could have been as a noble warrior, and that's why it really upset Gruumm more than anything else that Krueger was still around. Both are resilient, both are great warriors, and there's just that thing that just drove them off in different paths. Krueger became a warrior of justice, and, well, Gruumm an emperor of darkness, or a warrior of darkness. Not so much an emperor as he might like to call himself, because it was deep down, there were strings on him, and there were none on Doggy Krueger. So that is the story of Emperor Gruumm. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys go back and rewatch some SPD. If you have any questions down below, feel free to ask. Would you like to see him? Because he's not dead. He's just imprisoned. Breaking him out It might be interesting because next year, 2025 is happening. Now I know there's going to be a reboot, but still, that'd be one way. Time traveling Emperor Gruumm. Here we go. Have a good one, guys. May the power protect you always, and until next time, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.